You got that daydream look in your eye, and I got that red lip classic thing that you love.
Holy cow, guys! I know, I've been gone for so long. I think it's probably been 3 months since I uploaded a video, but I have some, I'm not going to say excuses, I'm going to say I have some reasons. I just went through a massive renovation of our only bathroom, so we were in absolute chaotic turmoil for probably about a month and a half. I had nowhere to set up my makeup, which has now been moved up to my loft, and the situation has been rectified. I had to completely redo my loft as well, which is why we have this new background. I'm going to probably try out a few new backgrounds. All of my vanity and everything is over there, and then I have a little bit of an L situation here with my computers, etc. I'm happy with how it is right now. I don't know if it's going to work for videos, but we're gonna give it a go. Also, I got a fairly significant promotion at work, and I no longer work in the store, so I no longer work shift work. I am currently working in our head office, so I now work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and I'm finding it a little bit more difficult to fit in extracurriculars. I'm very happy with my job though, so I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm happy where I am, I'm in a good position, so hopefully I can start getting videos out for you periodically. I'm not going to make any promises at this point because obviously I haven't been able to keep up with it so far. In some additional explanation as to where I've been, I've also been having a lot of trouble with my vision lately. I got a really bad eye infection when the bathroom was being done, and I have not been able to get rid of it. So I'm currently in a glasses all the time situation, and we're still kind of trying to work through that. So I apologize if you can see the lighting on my lenses, but if I need to see the camera, I need to have them on. So without further ado, we are going to get right into this video. We are going to do the second version of the perfect palette tag. So I have just recently looked up the questions for that. I saw it start to come out a little bit, and we all know how much I love eyeshadow. It's definitely my piece de resistance. So let's get started. The first question is whether I would prefer an eyeliner, an eyeliner, brush, or nothing to come with a palette. Personally, I prefer probably a brush. Ultimately, probably nothing because the brushes are generally not that good. But if I have to choose, I would definitely choose a brush. I don't use pencil liner very often, so it's kind of pointless for me. So unless it's coming with a liquid liner or a gel eyeliner, you can keep the liner. I don't want it. I'll take the brush. The second question is palettes that I have hit pan on, and I'm changing it to palettes because there is actually more than one, which is shocking. I have to admit, until recently, there was actually only one palette I had hit pan on, and that was the Contour Shade and Light palette, which obviously is looking pretty ratchet at this point. This bronzer broke and fell out. These two are definitely pan. This one is close to pan, and this one is also close to pan. I am so dark currently that I am only actually using this super dark bronzer. It is the bronzer in Somber. It is even still almost not quite cutting it for me, so this has not been getting as much use as it normally was, and realistically I have been using lots of other products and trying out lots of different things, so this has been sitting on the wayside, but still one of my favorite things I've ever bought. This was definitely one of those items that was worth the investment. Next one up on palettes that I've hit pan on, I actually just hit pan on this Ccosmeticchaos Ion Neutral 2. This is the all matte Ccosmeticchaos, only available at Target. You know, Canada, screw you, we don't get Target anymore, so I can't repurchase it, which makes me a little sad. You can't probably see it from where you're sitting, however, I have hit pan on the white. Little amount of pan there, so we're counting it because really, how many people have actually hit pan on their stuff? And the third palette I have hit pan on recently, and I've actually been making it a point to work through this palette because I love it. And when I started my new job, it was very easy to go to my Lorac Pro and make some really nice professional looks and not really have to think about it, especially when I'm waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm rushing and I need to make it happen. But this guy has definitely been well loved. I've hit pan on white, taupe, gold, light bronze, and nude. Also, I have hit pan on mauve. There's nothing else that's super close to being hit pan. There's nothing else in this palette that is super close to having pan hit on it, but if I was gonna have to say what was likely gonna be next, I'd say it's this cream color. Question number 3 in the Perfect Palette 2 tag is, what is your favorite naked palette? And from the videos that I've seen, most people are saying their favorite naked palette is the Naked 1. However, mine is the Naked 2. The Naked 2 just works better with my skin tone, and this is my go-to palette for a wedding, for a shower, for any kind of event where I really need to fab it up a little bit. My go-tos are YDK. I haven't picked it up in a while. There hasn't been any weddings in a year or so. YDK or Busted, I use those all the time. Also, I have actually hit pan on Booty Call, so I could totally put this in my pan question as well, and I didn't. I missed out. Oh well. So yeah, definitely favorite naked is this one. I know a lot of people think that this muddies up their eyes. For me, it works really well. There are some colors that I haven't touched at all, like Pistol, Snakebite, and Suspect, which are these 3 here. But realistically, there are more palettes that I have not touched at all. So I guess we're gonna let it go. That being said, that is not like a go-to palette for me. Obviously the Lorac Pro is. I have had the Lorac Pro for less amount of time, and I've used it a lot more, and I've used much more of it. Question number 4 is your favorite holiday palette or limited edition palette. So I have one from a holiday collection, and I also have one that's limited edition. So the limited edition palette is the Sigma Resort palette. So this one was available a few years ago. It looks like this on the inside. So you have a suicidal highlighter. Sorry. So you have your liquid highlighter in gold, a dual-ended liner, blush, and 8 shadows. So my go-to look for a long time was using Topaz in the crease, and then putting Papaya on the lid, and basically just using one of these 3 brights on the bottom lash line just to make it pop. I use this for my engagement photos, and when I went for our trip to Mexico when we got married, I took this and mostly only used this palette. It does have the neutrals on this side, which I like for nighttime, especially this dark color, which is Muse. I've never used a liquid highlight when I was really using this all the time. I wasn't into highlight that much. In the last few months, I've been very much into highlight, and I like to highlight all over my face. So I'm probably gonna get those Cover FX enhancer drops and maybe do the highlighter challenge and just paint my face silver or something. Anyway, definitely limited edition. There goes that suicidal highlight again. Get back here. And if I could repurchase this, I probably would. That being said, there are no pans on it, so maybe I should start bringing it out again. I was so afraid I was going to use it all, I stopped using it. For my holiday release, I would say it's the Stila palette, which is the Whole Lotta Love set. I really liked the packaging on it, although it's a little bit big. I like this old style envelope with the seal on it. It's a magnet. I did a review of this on my blog when it came out, and I will definitely link that down below. It came with a gold tube mascara. Again, I can't remember what the name of it was at this exact time, and 4 blushes. And it also comes with this giant mirror. My only complaint is that the packaging is almost backwards. So if I were to just open it, it opens to the mirror and not really where I would like it open to, but that's besides the point. I really liked this palette. I was using it all the time when I first got it. My one complaint is that they don't put the shade names on it, so I can't tell you that I really love this shade here, and I can't tell you that I really love this shade here because I don't know what they're called. So you just have to take a wild guess. I'm pretty sure there was a plastic sheet over it at some point with the names on it, but it's gone, and there's nothing I can do about it now. Anyway, definitely a great holiday set. I do have some of the Too Faced holiday sets behind me. However, I don't find that I use them because they're just such display pieces that I don't like to take them apart. Plus they're way over here and I get ready over there. Maybe not the best layout, but again, what are you gonna do? You can't win them all. I believe we are on question number 5. So question number 5, oh, I may have gone out of order here, but maybe not. We're saying it's question number 5, may or may not be, I'm not sure. So if you had to repurchase a backup, if you had to repurchase or have a backup of a certain palette that was no longer available, what would it be? and this was a no-brainer for me. This is the Lavish palette by Anastasia. I don't have the rest of the packaging anymore because it was just so big and ridiculous and completely unnecessary, but this is what it looks like. It was just this awesome little sleeve, and this is so great for travel. I really love this palette in the fall. There are lots of shades on this that are very close to hitting pan, and I really, really wish that this was still available because I would 100% buy this again, and I would buy a replacement, even if it came back as limited edition and then left again. Orange Soda, Sienna, Antique, Rum Cake, Moss. I honestly like all of the shades in this palette and got a lot of use out of all of them. The only one that I didn't use all the time was Black Diamond, and it is a black with almost green glitter in it. I like the idea of it, and I did set my eyeliner with it periodically just to give a little bit extra oomph to my eyeliner, but now that I feel like I should tone down my makeup a little bit, it's just not the same, so I don't really use it anymore. However, fall is coming, and I'm very certain this will come out all the time. Next question. If you could have a single from a palette, what single would it be? This was also a no-brainer for me, and something that I think Urban Decay has seriously dropped the ball on, and that is bringing Booty Call, which is this shade I've hit pan on, the third one in, bringing Booty Call into a single. The last time I checked, and I do check periodically, they had no intentions of doing so, and they didn't actually carry it in the regular line, but it's a beautiful brow highlight for me and a lid color, and I love that shade. I wish they would bring it out as a single because I just feel like there's something in my life that's missing, and I'm over it. Right. Okay, we are on the second to last. This one may not go over so well, especially because these are super popular right now. So this question is, what is your biggest, well, actually the question is technically pick a question from the original Perfect Palette tag, and what I've done is I picked my biggest regret because last time, if I remember correctly, and I will link the original video down below, and I'm sorry guys, it was one of my first, so if you don't like it, it was just what I was getting into this. I believe my original one was a Tarte Neutralized palette. This time it is the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette and the Violet Voss Drenched Metals. They are nice palettes. I get what they're going for with it, but for $80 they are based, sorry, I just hit my puppy. Sorry buddy, don't eat that. For anybody who doesn't know, we did get another dog. He's right beside me. Athena is lying downstairs sleeping, and he likes to be with me all the time. So he is currently lying underneath my desk and taking up basically my whole desk because he's a monster. And I will hopefully find a clip so I can insert for you. So if you have never seen him before, you don't have me on Facebook or Instagram, you can see my big boy who is currently taking up half the floor. Anyway, back to Violet Voss and Drenched Metals. Again, I understand what they were going for, but they are really just Morphe quality as far as I'm concerned. None of these really blow my mind. The Drenched Metals, there is two mattes, which is this black down here, which is Midnight Tryst, and up here, which is Secret. And I don't find I can make a full look with this palette. It swatches with finger swatches very nicely, but I don't think it was really worth it. I bought it when I saw it on Instagram and I was first starting to read my makeup again, because in the last few months I was not doing YouTube and I wasn't really doing my vlog. I honestly wasn't buying anything. I wasn't barely even doing my makeup because again, it was everywhere and it was just not set up properly. Second on this list is the Holy Grail, which is this guy. I do really love the colors. The actual shades are beautiful. That being said, same thing. I have 4 Morphe palettes and I don't really feel like these costing me $80 for both when I could have essentially got exactly the same thing in one Morphe palette for about $25 American. Was it really worth it? No, I wouldn't say so. Those are my thoughts on those. And the last question is, what palette would I recommend to a friend? So, I have 2 for this only because my first thought was the Modern Renaissance palette. I am currently wearing this on my eyes. Everything is jumping out at me today. I really love this palette. I think this palette is amazing and I wear it all the time. I'm wearing it right now. I use it probably close to every day at this point. The reason that I'm choosing this is because I love it. I love it. It works really well for me. That being said, I know that this won't work for everyone, so if I was going to recommend a palette to a friend that I knew would work for almost everyone, I would probably recommend the Rock Pro as well. And I know everyone's heard it a million times, but you know how it is. The Modern Renaissance palette definitely exceeded my expectations. My only thing I would have maybe suggested to their team is to not do velvet packaging. Velvet packaging is infuriating for a lot of people, especially people who are really into makeup. This is just gonna get so dirty. I don't even put it in with the rest of my palettes, and there's still a big mark on it over here from a foundation smudge that must have been on my finger. I don't know. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am thinking about doing a palette collection video, so if you could let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see that. It will be a long video because I do have quite a few, but I just think maybe that's a good idea. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm really happy to be back, and I hope that I can be a part of this community again. If you will let me back, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video and say hello in the comments down below, because I love to interact with everyone, and I just think it's probably part of my day that is very, very high up there on the enjoyability rating. I actually forgot, it's Canada Day. To all of my Canadian subscribers, other Canadian YouTubers, happy Canada Day. I can't believe I forgot. That should have been in my intro. I'm a jerk. Woo! Canada Day.